Yeah, you look like someone who watched Sharknado.
Wow.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah. What does that mean?
It means someone who looks like Sharknado, like this. This is.
So you're saying she looks like Sharknado?
For those listening, all he did was frame my face.
Right. He just did a little Vogue.
Vogue. Shark. Hammerhead.
How's that Hollywood digging feeling, AJ?
It feels pretty good.
Comfy in there? Pretty good?
I'll get Koji in here with me. He likes holes.
Oh my goodness.
So we're here for a mini-sode. We were talking earlier. I was trying to convince Sushie to finally give up her New York lifestyle and come out to the West Coast. I don't think it's going to happen.
No.
I don't know. We'll see.
I think that, you know, you got to make it full. It's got to be full screen. 'Cause it's
I could do that.
So I thought that'd be a good idea. You know, like you'd be like a whole sitcom based off of it. You know, we'll write you a little theme song, and you'll be like,
Oh my God, that'd be great.
and like, oh my God, we'll get like, okay, so hear me out. Picture this in your mind's
Okay.
eye. Right?
Are you picturing like
So,
the theme already? Because I am too.
I'm already picturing a theme, but I'm already imagining the title entrance, right? So like,
Okay.
first it starts off. You're walking through like the New York City streets, you know, and we got the camera kind of like behind you, to the right or the left, and you're kind of looking
Okay.
up, and you see the skyscrapers, right? And as the camera
Yeah.
rotates around you in the skyscrapers, they become the tall trees of the Pacific Northwest.
Oh,
So
okay.
it spins
Yeah.
around you, and now suddenly you're in the forest, and you still got that pep in your step, but like you've changed from like New York to
Okay.
nature, you know? And but at the same
Right.
time, you like also kind of have that like I'm lost because like I've never seen a tree before mentality, you know? Like
Right,
because it's like
right.
you got to be like a little bit. You have to be a little bumbling because you came from.
We have 4 trees in total, sir.
So
Okay?
the entire
Your
time.
trees are on building rooftops. That doesn't even make any sense.
You're right. That's also true. I can't say anything about that because that is a fact.
I
Yep.
need you to have the theme song that's kind of like The Nanny.
Oh my God, yes. I was thinking like maybe a combination of The Nanny and the beginning to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like something like that.
And you always have to be
We
like.
find a SoundCloud rapper and we get
Yes.
him to remix. Okay, so sir, what we need you to do is we need you to mix The Nanny with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Go.
Which is like actually my personality if you think about it.
It really is.
And like it's one of those things like the sitcom would be like, you know, we don't really explore how you got there. You just needed to get away, you know. So you just
Right,
decided to come
right,
to the
right,
West
right.
Coast. You're in the Pacific Northwest,
Yeah.
and like, but like you always keep making references, like comedic references to New York, you know. Like it'd
yeah.
be some bullshit. Like for instance, there's a burger place that we went up to. It's up on the mountain, and it's called Skyline, and. So, like, at one point, we're like, oh, come on, you gotta go to this burger place. And you'll be like, oh, man, I've seen a skyline, but nothing like this. And then,
And then we have a laugh track.
Yeah, laugh track.
Yeah. I'm living for this. I want to be on a cheesy sitcom. Yes, let's go. Someone sign the deal.
Everything's always a crazy reference, you know, like we're like, oh yeah, we're gonna take you into the city, and you're like, oh, city life, I'm all about that. But then it's like 3 square blocks of Portland because that's all it really is there, you know? And then like it's just kind of like this like wah wah, and you're like you say some comedic
and
bullshit
just me
about
just
like
ripping on
like this is
city life.
This is the equivalent of a parking garage, you know? Like you just fucking whatever.
Right.
Whatever.
It'll really turn up the accent. I'll even make it. I don't know, like a Jersey accent. No one's gonna know the difference.
Right?
They won't,
No,
yeah.
no
They
one
won't
the
know.
difference. I just need everyone to know that you can watch The Nanny on YouTube.
It's so good.
It's so good. I watched it the other day.
I watched it recently during quarantine. I watched it recently. It still holds up. It's
I think it does.
It's kind of cringy still because it's like 30 years old or something. Or however,
Yeah.
I don't know. However old it, well, not 30, but you know what I mean. It's old. So it is cringy and like out of touch, but mostly it's not. Like there is some like off color humor because it was so long ago.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely gonna be like, you always, especially any show in that era, you're gonna fall into that, like, even though like it has like a strong, powerful woman playing the lead, they'll still have that fall into that
it's
kind of
still
like
sexist. Right.
Yeah. So I watched
the product of its era.
I watched the Valentine's Day.
It is.
I watched the Valentine's Day episode because they had the full episode up on the YouTube channel. And it's basically like they get stuck on a billboard and I can't remember.
Oh, that's right.
So
yes.
Val falls into this other person's apartment and Fran is hanging from a rope. And Val screams up, "There's lots of cute guys in here!" And she's like, God. "Get numbers!" And he goes, "She said there's no girls at this party." And she's like, "Get recipes!"
So
oh God, I love the nanny.
That voice is the voice that Sushie does in the sitcom. It's always something like that. It's always just really exaggerated the whole time.
I will say that I did watch some clips, and it really does seem like they were really trying to amp up the whole, like, this could be the next Lucy with Fran.
Oh, for sure.
But she really sold it. She really sold it, too. Also, I didn't know this. When it started in the 90s, she was 36.
Oh, wow.
And it went for a decade.
Yeah, it's a long show.
Yo, she looked amazing. Yes. I had no idea. Okay. Also, we watched a movie the other night, and she was in it, and I can't remember what we watched.
I don't remember.
And I was like, I've never seen a movie with her in it.
Spinal Tap.
Yeah, she was in Spinal Tap.
She's in Spinal Tap?
She's in fucking Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
She plays
I haven't seen Spinal Tap since I was 14.
She's a publicist.
Oh, that's right. She was the publicist.
She's the one who's like, she's trying to explain to them. She's literally the one who's like, you realize why this cover is sexist. And they're like, well, no, it's sexy. And they're like, no. They're like you're literally leading a woman on a leash on all fours like a dog. and hearing her explain this in her like normal ass voice and being like, but she's explaining it like, you realize why this is bad, right? And they're just like oblivious to because it's fucking Spinal Tap.
That's the first time I saw Spinal Tap.
It's like she nails that part. Like she's really good for that.
She's a really good comedian.
Yeah,
she is.
Oh my God, I just thought of there's got to be that guy who like always gives you fucking sass, you know? Like, so while you're out in the wilderness, like you're like,
so
maybe, yeah.
Someone has to play a part of you.
But like you'll be up on Mount Hood or whatever, right? And I'm like, okay, like you gotta climb a little bit more, and then you'll be like, ugh, I'm getting pretty tired. And then they're like, come on, I thought you were from the jungle. And you'll be like, the concrete jungle. And then laugh track.
I hate this so much because someone is going to listen to this, take it from us.
I know. And I'd be like, first of all, that was my show, motherfucker. Okay? Starring me.
Oh, God.
And then we'll do nothing about it because we'll just talk about it on the podcast and shake our fists.
Oh my God, would it be called West Coast Sushi?
Oh my God.
Sushi Queen.
Sushi Queen.
She came for Queens.
Yeah. The Queen of Queens. There was a King of Queens.
There's a King of Queens.
See, I thought Jungle to Jungle, but that's already been done with
my
Tim
fucking
Allen.
Right.
That's why I came with a jungle joke though. I was like, I'm from the concrete jungle.
Can you can you believe there's a movie like Jungle to Jungle
that exists?
Can you just think about for a second?
The 90s was a wild time. I can't believe it.
Just think for a second the synopsis for Jungle to Jungle, right? And then explaining that to someone now.
just a quick little synopsis here. It's a man played by Tim Allen, who's probably called Tim in the movie because he only ever plays his own name.
Right. He was like, I can only respond to my own name. Sorry.
I don't know how to act.
My brain can't work that big, you know.
I spit my coffee out.
All my characters' names are my real name, so.
He's like a big time like New York brokerage guy or whatever. I forget what his fucking irrelevant job is.
It's always marketing.
It's always marketing
or stocks.
Yeah, it's always, especially in the 90s. He has to go to a fucking like island in the South Pacific, like a jungle island in the South Pacific where his ex-wife was, because she's like, hey, you need to come get your kid for a bit. And because he had an ex-wife he got pregnant, so she took the kid to a fucking island and raised the child to be like a jungle fucking tribesman who just runs around in a loincloth while
That's literally only something that could have happened in the 90s.
And
like,
so then he...
But don't they like really exaggerate it? Like, doesn't this kid like run on all fours or some shit like that?
oh my God.
But they definitely really, really exaggerate it. And to the point where like, I mean, all the kids, every person in the tribe is in fucking loincloths, but the wife is like wearing like normal clothes because of course she is, even though she's supposed to be living with the tribe now. But she's like studying them, but she's a part of them. But then Tim Allen's like, I'm gonna take my kid to the other jungle, and then he's like, oh, I'm in New York now, and I'm fucking gonna eat people's fish out of their aquariums and what. Like, it's the whole thing is like the kid's like, I don't know, like he's like, here, eat this bowl of cereal, and the kid's like, why would I eat the cereal when I could go out on this 27-foot floor high rise and shoot a pigeon with a bow and arrow and eat that instead? Like, it's the most 90s ridiculous.
Yeah, that's very, very 90s and very cringe.
It's so cringy. It's definitely racist. It's definitely sexist. It's everything in the 90s, like just and holy shit, it's very Tim Allen. For very, very Tim Allen.
Right.
Also, Martin Short is in it.
Oh yeah, because he plays the other dad that so his kid likes.
There's got to be a love interest.
Yeah, he likes this other little girl, and Martin Short plays her dad.
Yeah, and at one point, like Tim Allen's kid eats Martin Short's fish because he doesn't understand that you can't do that. So then he tries to make up for it by fishing in the creek and getting him like ugly fish.
I forgot that the kid's name was Mimi Siku.
Yeah, Mimi Siku. Yeah.
Like, where was he fishing? Like the East River? Like,
yeah,
where was he fishing?
He got some really gross, like gross, like New York East Coast fish, and put him in this dude's like tropical aquarium. Yeah, and then like, can you like just everything about that movie is terrible. Like the kid walks around New York with like paint around his eyes the whole time while he's wearing like normal clothes.
Oh yeah, he had like a braid thing that he had like wrapped around his head, and
yeah, I forgot that his name was Mimi Siku, and like,
ugh,
God.
So
and
everything
Lily
from the
Sobieski
90s
was in this too,
rolled into one.
The most unbelievable thing about that movie is that at one point on the island, Tim Allen is using some sort of like satellite internet on a laptop in '97.
Did he have a big flip phone?
He had one of those. It was like the ones where it doesn't like, it's like only the little mouthpiece flips out, but you know, like the big, yeah, he does.
The nice long antenna.
What a
Zach Morris.
So that actor went on to play a werewolf in Being Human, and he was Jimmy Olsen in Superman Returns.
Huh.
His name's Sam Huntington.
So he's been in other things that didn't tank his career.
No, and also Tim Allen's name was Michael.
Michael Cromwell.
Michael Cromwell.
Wow.
Nope.
He didn't go with the classic Tim. Very interesting.
And then Lily Sobieski was the love interest.
Oh my God, remember her?
Wow. What else is she in?
So apparently, this is what I learned. Apparently, after like Deep Impact and like 2 or 3 other movies after that, she just retired. She said she was done.
She's like, I'm done.
And she lives in Queens. She raises 2 kids, and she's an artist now. She got married. She has kids.
Her and be her friend.
I know. She's apparently a really fucking good artist, and she has a bunch of stuff up in galleries, and that's all she does. People have tried to like interview her, and she's like, no. If you want to talk about like acting, like, I don't want to talk about it.
I always find it fascinating when people are in movies and they retire really young, like the
make your money.
The kid who played Charlie and
Charlie and the
Chocolate Factory, like.
He was never in anything.
He was never in anything else. He didn't care. Like, and he just lived. He's like just like a farmer now. Like
Yeah.
he's like
yeah, that's right.
He lives the most normal life.
Yeah.
And
Oh, he's a vet. He's a farmer and a vet.
yeah, like he just lives the most normal life. Even I think the weirder one though is so you have the kids who just, or the actors who just, they make their money and they retire, they're done. But the weird one is the kids who can't get work again when they were in big movies, like the kid from The Shining. Like,
okay.
How weird is it that like you got that fucking kid and they didn't hire him?
Nobody
for
was like,
anything
"Yo,
else?
we got to get the kid from The Shining."
Like, and it's just one of
We
those,
had the role for him.
I didn't know that he was apparently. Have you seen
Dr. Sleep.
Dr. Sleep?
No.
Okay, it's really good. You should see
call
it.
yourself the world's biggest Stephen King fan.
I know. I do.
right there next to your Muppet Babies tattoo and your fucking roller skate that you're always
It's
wearing.
on my rib cage, tattooed. World's biggest Stephen King fan.
Fucking hell.
But
It's right there.
he's got a cameo in that, and that's like the only other movie. Like that's the only other thing he's like been in. It was like that, and it's just so strange to me. Like you have the kid who clearly he was like what 4, but he pulled the part off. He could act, but it's just weird that nobody ever wanted to hire him ever again. Like
That's so strange.
I guess maybe it's just one of the things that like the movie wasn't. Maybe I don't know how popular it was when it came out. Maybe it gained popularity or something.
Yeah,
you know?
maybe.
And then we have kid actors like Haley Joel Osment, who they just ran him fucking ragged through every movie ever.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
And then he
made
make a come.
I'm glad he made a comeback though.
I'm happy for him too. He seems to be enjoying it.
Like I thought it was cool seeing him in The Boys. Like he's kind of this fucking just weird, manic, washed up, fat superhero.
Mutant thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad Haley Joel Osment. I mean, he had never fully retired though because he fucking played Sora in Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, which is really funny though because they cast him when he was a kid, but then he went through puberty. So in the second game, like first game, he's like, "Oh yeah," second game, he's like, "Yes, we must save the day."
Donald, can you heal me?
Yeah. Hey, Donald, get over here. I need.
Finish him. Like,
Come on.
It's progressed.
Come here,
rapidly.
Goofy. I need you to cast a.
Lord.
Goofy doesn't cast spells. That's Donald, but you know.
Well, I
Goofy's
wouldn't know.
Donald, he's the healer.
Yeah.
God.
I wouldn't know because I don't give a fuck.
I've only played the first one.
I've only played the first one and I didn't even finish it.
So we are in for a wild ride today. It's Sam's.
Oh, right. We're doing a podcast.
yeah.
Right. Hello.
We weren't just riffing.
It's
fine.
a minisode, so it's whatever at this point.
It's fine.
It's Sam's minisode, and she had something all picked out and ready to go, but when I was
We had an emergency.
yes. When I was doing some research for my stories for the full episode, I stumbled across something that I was like, this is pretty big and it's pretty long. I don't like how I'm wording this right now.
It's pretty big and it's pretty long. And I need everyone to know that he stumbled out of the bathroom, was like, I have it. And I was like, oh God, what?
We're like, wow.
But,
Well, we'll be supportive, I guess.
so I've passed the torch to Sam because not only is this like big and long, but
I
it's also
hate everything.
it's
right
also
now.
right up Sam's alley with just how fucked it is.
The title sounds like it's going to be a wild ride. I haven't read the story, just heard the title. So
I haven't read the story.
I haven't read the story.
So we are in for a treat.
Oh, boy. Okay, well.
Even Midna's ready to go. So,
Are you ready? Are you excited? Are you pumped?
I'm scared. I am a little scared.
I think that's a valid response. Yeah, I'm scared. I think we should all be scared.
This title alone has all the makings of a soap opera. So we were talking about movies
Or
earlier.
Game of Thrones.
We were talking about movies earlier, and this honestly could be one. Apparently, from the title alone. My 41 male boyfriend, 28 male, confessed that 10 years ago he had a romantic and sexual relationship with his twin brother.
I can't.
So just to cover the bases here, we've got a relationship that's way too many years apart. 41.
Big old
Right.
age gap.
That's
Got big old age gap there.
Infidelity.
yeah. That's no. Then we got the gay aspect, the twin aspect, the incest aspect. It's gonna be a whole thing. This is
We really have something for everyone here.
yeah.
Yes. Yep.
I mean, like the only way this would like it's just
Yeah.
get to
And it's
and it's long.
It's long.
it's pretty long. Okay.
Grab
So,
some water or something.
Get your popcorn and keep your eyes on the road if you're listening to this while you're driving, okay? Don't look at me. All right. All right, so this is my first time using Reddit, but I have no friends to talk to. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh.
So J, the brother, and C, my boyfriend, are twins. They also have a younger brother who's 26, but that is irrelevant to this. But then why bring it up? They also have a cat. Why bring it up?
Right.
The twins have always been close. They were into sports and geeky activities as kids and teens, so their parents allowed them to finish their education via homeschooling and focus on their interests. This just took a whole other turn. Already?
It's also especially weird to think that when they were teens, you were 31 years old. So
Yep.
Yikes.
Okay, so they are into mountain climbing, running, triathlon, and dressage. I guess that has to do with horseback riding. I've
it
never
says
heard of that.
dressage / horseback
Yeah,
riding.
so I'm assuming, I don't know, I'm not a horse girl, so I don't
That's
know.
out of our class
That's out of
range,
my
I think.
that's out of my bougie class range. Okay,
I
so
don't know what that means.
the horseback riding is a big percentage of their life. They have done it professionally. Their family owns an equestrian center or horse paddock / petting zoo, Jesus Christ, which is also their family business. Now, as adults, the twins are involved in the family business and teach each other teach other local people about horses. I am more of a lonely guy.
So it is, just for those wondering, dressage it's a type of riding. It's that really professional, like, it's not like racing, but it's like the people.
The trotting.
The trotting.
Okay,
like
okay,
They do it.
I
like-
know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, like that. You want to make the horse look all pretty while you ride it and everything, and you dress up too.
Okay,
So it's
okay.
like that. I think it's more like it's very like English thing, like very white.
So this is
Very,
the
very Caucasian, yes.
this is
yes.
the most bougie thing that anyone could ever bougie.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. And then they have tea afterwards. Okay, so oh shit, I lost my place. Okay, so now as adults, the twins are involved in the family business. They teach other local people about horses. I am more of a lonely guy. I only have one other friend besides my boyfriend, but my boyfriend and his twin brother have a lot of friends from all sorts of hobbies. Jay is married to V, a female, 29, and they have a 3-year-old girl. The twins are also close to their other brother and their parents. They hang out regularly, play board games every Friday night. Me and C have been a couple for almost 2 years. The relationship is great. He is nice, respectful, kind, active. We do a lot of sports together. The perfect guy for me. I like his personality a lot. 8 months ago, we moved in together in a new house his family built for him. Jesus Christ. We want the same things from life. We communicate, his great sex life, all good. He told me he is a twin from the beginning, I think the first date, and I met his twins soon after we started dating. I don't have siblings, so I don't know how close siblings are supposed to be, let alone twins. I like Jay. He is nice. A bit strange that they look alike and talk alike and all that, but even though they are identical twins, I can see they have individual personalities, duh. And I am 100% sure I like mine the best. And then he laughs a little. As I said, I am not experienced with twins, but almost everything they do together. They work at the same business. They have shared hobbies. Their houses are glued to each other. Wow. So they are neighbors,
They're
I'm assuming?
codependent.
They're codependent. It is actually a duplex their parents built for them. Half this house is C's and the other half is J's. Wow. Okay. They have separate entries and separate everything, but it's a normal duplex. I didn't think much of it. In our country, it is normal for parents who have the means and the land to build a house for their child or children. on the same property as the parents' house. And I never before the confession thought that J and C are too close, or that they are codependent, or that they are doing their best to underline their twinness. Meaning I never saw C do something just because his brother did that. They don't buy the same outfits and so on. They do whatever they feel like, and sometimes it happens to be the same thing the other twin is doing. Now, on to the confession. Me and C were watching the last episodes of season 2 of The Alienist one evening, and he was disturbed by the fact that one of the twins in the show died. He mentioned that he dislikes the "let's kill off the twin" trope, and after we discussed dying twin characters, we knew the conversation. Twin characters we knew, the conversation moved on. He was fine, everything normal, we went to sleep. The next 2 days, he seemed a bit off, a bit brooding, which is a bit strange. He doesn't usually keep anything in, and if he has a thought, he shares it. After seeing him off, thoughtful, silent, melancholic for about 2 days, I asked him what's going on and if I can help him with something. He said that he feels like he should tell me something, that he doesn't want to keep secrets from me. He reassured me a few times that he is pondering on something from the past, something that doesn't have anything to do with me, but I encouraged him to share with me the thoughts that were troubling him. He told me that he is happy with me, that I make him happy and fulfilled, and that our relationship exceeded his expectations. He said that he was doubting that he would ever meet anyone with whom he would feel such a strong connection as he felt with Jay. And then, seeing my confusion, proceeded on saying how when they were 17, they were home alone for a few days and they went out partying. Both of them had fun with the same girl. I think it was a threesome. He didn't go into details. After that party, they eventually went to their parents' house, and because they were home alone and kind of tipsy and horny, they, quote, did stuff. He said that after they did, quote, stuff but not sex, they were awkward with each other, but eventually sat down, had a conversation about what happened, and reached the conclusion that it doesn't matter because they are identical twins. So they are basically the same person. They share the same DNA. So everything goes. So
Are they trying to call that like masturbation? Like,
what? That's what I'm wondering. Like,
That's like in Zach and Mary.
That's really a reach.
That's
there.
like in Zach and Mary Make a Porno. It's not gay because you touch your dick and I touch my dick. We're just touching each other's arms, and
Yeah.
it's the double Dutch rudder.
Oh my God.
So they kept at it for a year. They had some sort of.
Oh my God! If you wonder what that noise was, that was the life exiting Sushie's body.
Wait, this wasn't a one-off situation?
They kept at it for about a year. They had some sort of secret relationship with all the bells and whistles, kissing, making out, holding hands, having sex. He said that it felt good being with someone who understands him so perfectly, but that they were losing touch with reality. He said they started being withdrawn from friendships, from the relationship with their parents, that they backed themselves into a corner and drastically narrowed their world, his words. That they were only engaging in their dressage and in their secret relationship, and that sometimes, in the few moments when they were apart, he could see how everything else around them became unimportant when they were together. He said that they even started talking to each other in Jinglish. We are in a non-English speaking country. Jinglish.
So blue English, but spelled with a G instead of an E.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that is.
So, or their weird twang language when other people were around. That's not German English, is it?
I'm looking it up.
I feel like Germany would be a place that horses.
There's nothing.
There are horses in Germany. That's true. Yeah.
If you search for that, nothing pops up because.
So it might be just their little twin language then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So C told me that he didn't feel like the relationship was abusive in any way. He didn't feel it then, and his opinion has not changed now after 10 years, but it was obsessive. And it felt like a drug, like they were high on each other. When they were 18, C had an accident while competing on his horse. He fell and had a few surgeries. It was a serious accident with life-altering implications, so they were forced to have a serious look at where their lives were going. While convalescing, him and Jay had a long, serious conversation when they decided to end their relationship. He said that it wasn't sudden like a normal breakup, but gradual until they reached the, quote, normal level of closeness they had before. He said that after they ended things, they never did anything inappropriate, nothing they wouldn't do with their other sibling or with any of their parents. And after C was better after the surgeries, both of them started dating other people, 2 different people. Jay met V, and a few years later got married to her and had a child. C mentioned that Jay told V about the incest before they were married and that he can't in good conscience keep it a secret from me. What baffles me is how C put it, like it was something to be proud of. He said that he treasured the relationship he had with Jay 10 years ago, that it was very intense and close, and he never thought he would ever feel that with someone else. But he now felt like he loved me more. Like he always thought that he could never aspire to feel something even close to that intensity, but now he feels it again. Like he is capable of loving someone else, me, to that intensity. I'm not sure what to think. I mean, thanks for that, compliment, I guess, but I kind of wish I could forget this confession. He could have just said that he loves me more than he ever thought possible. I have been sitting with my feelings for a while, and the problem is I'm not judging him for being in that relationship, but I am kind of judging him for...
Why are you not?
But I am kind of judging him for ending it, question mark?
Which is even weirder.
I am not sure where I'm going with this. I don't want to break up with him. I love him and he is everything I ever wanted. I don't want us to move away or to force him to not see his twin anymore. I also believe that his relationship with Jay is strictly platonic now. I have no reason to believe otherwise, but I have always been a romantic. I would go to hell and back for someone I love. I would not care if 100% of the world was against me and my lover. In my youth, you could go to jail for being gay. I was in my mid-20s when being gay was legalized here. I don't understand how he could give up on his soulmate in order to have time to focus on hobbies and to not allow their friends or parents to catch on. I would have just allowed the world to catch fire around me if I had someone I could trust, someone I knew loved me back, just like it was with C and J. I know this is long and convoluted, but what do you think? How can I accept that ending their relationship was their choice? How can I accept that he thinks that I, some random stranger who doesn't stand out with anything, a stranger he met 2 years ago, am more worthy of his love than someone who is literally his identical twin and has been around since before they had fingers? Yes, I have self-esteem, self-worth issues, and I am working on them in therapy. Okay, so
how does that turn from like...
That took such a turn into how do I accept... How could he?
How could fucking twin?
How could he have ended this loving relationship, dude? This was not a loving relationship.
This was,
bro.
Holy shit!
Is he advocating for his twin to be with
his twin?
The other twin?
How do I
romantically out and just?
How do I make this gay incest about me?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yes. How do I make this gay incest about me? Wow, what a ride that was.
Is that the title? How do I make this gay incest about me?
I think that might be the title. Yeah.
Can we put that?
I don't know what it's supposed to contribute to this story. I don't know. Bro, I'm upset.
I think this is the perfect one where we have that thumbnail of the
I know, the shushing face. Like, so, what did I just hear?
Okay, like the fact that this dude is literally like, you had your soulmate and you left him for me. How could you do that? Like,
that was not where I thought this was gonna go.
Yeah,
because it's not their soulmate, dude. That's his fucking brother.
You know,
his twin brother.
I think
twin brother.
I think that this dude is really harping on the fact that they're twins, and yes, they're gonna have their own weird twin relationship that if you're not a twin, which none of us are, which I don't know, you're not a twin, right, Sushie? I'm not a twin. Nope. You're not a twin, are you?
No. I'm glad there are not two of me.
I'm glad there's not two AJs.
That would be a good
Jesus
idea.
Christ.
Yeah.
But yeah, like unless you're a twin, you're not going to understand that close relationship that twins have. And, you know, there's been studies on these types of things where they have this weird relationship.
Where they're like psychic and, you know.
Yeah. So, but like, I feel like on one end of the spectrum, like the threesome is one thing, but then going home and having the secret love relationship for a year until somebody has an accident,
Right.
like a life-altering accident, and
Like,
now
if it didn't happen, would they still be together?
and
Like,
not only that, but it happened right when they were becoming adults. They were 17 and 18 when this was going on, you know? And I feel like that's a huge thing too. Like that's almost a defining moment in your life when you're figuring out who you are a little bit or what direction you're gonna go in
But
a
you
little
still
bit.
don't fuck your twin brother.
No, that's not what
This
I'm
is
saying. I'm
something-
saying that
honestly,
had
like-
a huge it had a huge influence on who they became.
Yeah.
as adults.
adults.
I don't think I could accept something like this. If someone
no.
told me something like this, I'd be like, it was very nice knowing you. Have fun with that.
That is a
That's-
secret you take to the
Go.
grave. This is some flowers in the attic shit. You take that
Yes.
shit to the grave.
Yes. You never speak of it again, ever.
That's definitely a cut and run. That's a cut and run. I
would cut and run.
That's
Yeah, I'd be like,
that's
yikes.
too much to unpack. And like, obviously, this person has got that complete. I mean, they're like, oh yeah, I get that I had fucking self-esteem issues. Yeah, that's not the issue here. You're fucking like how you're viewing yourself here is not the issue. The issue is that you're
Right.
with somebody that fucked their twin brother for a year.
And then the other twin is married and told their partner before they got married, and they still got married.
And the wife was like, yeah, I want you to impregnate me.
Are people that desperate? Like, I really need to get married to a man. I'm going to marry this guy who has a twin that had a full-on relationship with his twin. And he told me about it. I'm still going to get married. Like, what?
I just can't get by the fact that basically they were fucking themselves because they're identical twins.
Yeah.
They're identical twins.
I mean, it's literally like that old adage of like the whole like if you can clone yourself would like whole thing, but it's like
Right.
they already are clones. Like,
Oh my
And
God.
I think that detail is what they're holding on to. Like, oh, it doesn't count because we're the same person. It's like, you're still
100%.
siblings.
100%.
Broseph.
I mean, this is the excuse that they gave themselves. That this is why it's okay
to make it okay.
because
To like green light. They're like, well,
Yeah.
we're basically the same. It's like, but you're not.
but you're not.
You have two different social security numbers. Like,
Yeah.
You're different.
and also not only that, but your DNA isn't set, right? Like, I mean, it is, but it isn't. As in, like, your cells and everything change depending on the way you take care of your body, right?
Yeah.
So one person eats, or like if you kiss somebody else or whatever, like you're getting other people's cells in your body, and fucking science happens. Your DNA alters, changes a little bit, whatever. So you're not the
Turn
same.
into Spider-Man.
Yeah, you're not the exact same person because
Right.
you both live different lives, even though you're twins. Unless you did everything the exact, some changes in there, and that 0.0001% is still too much.
Do you think they told their parents?
Oh hell no. No.
There's no fucking way. Do you think
No,
they
no,
told
no.
the other brother? Like, guess what?
Oh, the younger brother?
Yeah.
Probably not. I mean, I feel like somewhere in here they said
why
they
tell their
didn't.
partners and not tell their parents? What's the difference?
They're not having sex with their parents.
that we know of.
Well, I mean, like,
know
is
of.
that off
That
the,
we
is that
know
off the
of.
fucking table?
That we
Honestly, is
know
that off
of.
the table?
You're right, that we know of, but it seems like if their relationship was heavily it was heavily dependent on the fact that they were so close as twins anyway, and now they're even closer because of this relationship. I don't think that they were.
I
So-
absolutely could not be the wife because the entire time, even if like, I don't know, lightning struck me and I felt differently and I was accepting of this, which I know I wouldn't, I'm very accepting of certain things. I think gay twincest, I have to draw the line.
Somewhere,
That's
yeah.
where
That their houses are connected to each other.
exactly. That's what I was getting at. And I went on tangent. ADD. Sorry. As the wife, I couldn't take that shit seriously. The entire time, I'd be like, "Are you two still fucking?" Like, or like if it was Thanksgiving and like they had like a sideways glance, I'd be like,
Like,
"Are you
if-
running away to the laundry room?" Like, I couldn't do it. I
Like,
couldn't
I
do
don't
it.
like the
I
way
couldn't
that
do it.
Jay's looking at C eat those mashed potatoes right now. Like,
Yeah, Like, why are you eating these seductive potatoes?
Do you think that they still talk to each other in their twin language?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Like, one of the there's a whole topic we could discuss about like twins and stuff. Like, because it is a kind of a weird thing, like when like people grow up and they don't ever like. Not saying you should separate from your twin, but like at the same time. It does kind of seem like there's the twins that like they either separate and they go live their own lives. They're still close, but they still fucking live their own life.
Yeah.
Then
They don't act like they're literally the same person.
Yeah. Then there's the people like I don't care if they're fucking dressing the same or not. If they're living right next door to each other, that's too fucking much. Like that's a. Like,
I don't want to
it's not
live
even
that
next
like
door,
that with
it's
anyone.
the same building.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
That's too much. Like you like
It's too much.
You like and it kind of falls in that whole like okay like. You're basically saying that at the end of the day, your twin is more important than the relationship that you built with your wife or your husband or whatever.
Yeah.
Because you're still choosing them
agree.
over them because that's where you chose to live. If the wife
Like,
went...
this is where the family is going to live, whether you like it or not. You can
Yeah.
join the ride or
Yeah.
you
Exactly.
can bail.
And that alone is not healthy.
I
Like that
agree.
whole, that
Yeah.
twin, that level of like twin codependency is so fucking unhealthy. But a lot of...
It's so unhealthy that they fucked about it.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, that's all the more reason if she, like you said, got struck by lightning and was somehow okay with this.
Yeah.
That's all the more reason she, if anything, at the very end of the day, I don't know how she didn't go, okay, I can somehow deal with this, but we're not living next door.
But we
again.
can't live
Yeah.
in the same
We're
house.
We're moving
Right.
to another
Again,
state.
I'm with you. Yeah, like I don't know, weird situation where I'm kind of okay with it. I couldn't live under the same roof. Like, are you on crack? It must be the crack.
Man, twin.
It must be the crack.
That story was too much.
Ooh, that was a wild ride. I will admit that I kind of expected some stuff from the title, but that turnaround at the end was not what I expected at all whatsoever.
I can't believe he ditched his soulmate for me. That's not his soulmate. That's his twin brother. Like,
And get some self-esteem, please.
Yeah,
please. Please.
hell, by their logic, that means you are your own soulmate because
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. Like, no one's good enough for me because I'm good enough for me, or I don't know.
Oh,
Wow.
God.
The mental gymnastics, they must be exhausted.
So yeah, that's a thing.
I wish I could have heard their conversation when they were 18, like justifying the whole. I wish I could just hear it.
I wish I had been a fly on the wall when that was
just
happening.
Like, I want to see this go down. I want to see these two fucking 17-year-old twin brothers justify sucking each other off.
Well, and also, don't you love that very like, kind of Christian approach spin they put on it too? It's like, well, we didn't have sex. We just
Right.
came in each other's
We didn't
mouths.
have
like
penetration.
You know, like that's that weird like religious justification. Like, oh, it wasn't penetration.
Still a
down
virgin.
there.
It's fine because your DNA is my DNA and your DNA is in my mouth, so it's just my DNA in my own mouth.
Yeah,
Right. It's like I sucked my own dick. Duh.
and that's not weird. God.
Weird at all. I hated here so much.
Oh, I love this.
And that's why I knew it would be the perfect story for Sam.
And that's why we made a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we made the podcast, because we just want to gross each other out.
Normally, as everybody listening knows, normally we do an Am I the Asshole and relationships on Monday, but this was such a wild ride, and we knew it was going to be long, so we just kind of wanted to devote the whole thing to this, and also to Jungled apparently.
I would like to say
True.
that the one comment was, this is probably above Reddit's pay grade. Something you need to talk to with your therapist.
Not ours.
Assuming it won't put them in prison.
Yeah, that's a rough one. Well, depending on the country, because they did say that they're in a country. That's probably not the United States.
I think the judge would be like, I don't know where to unpack this, dude.
And I will say the next part of that comment is a very Sushie thing here. That
Oh, God,
said,
what?
as people get older and mature, their brains change, generally up to about 25 years old. That's like, did
Yeah.
you make, are you the Great Gazoo? Is that your Reddit account? Are you the Great Gazoo?
It is. That's it. It's
That's
me.
me.
That's me. It's not me. It's not me.
What they wanted and needed at 17 is different than what they need at 35. Okay.
They never
But-
needed to fuck their own brother. That was never on their list of things that they need.
And even this whole like brain
I can
change
guarantee
thing,
it.
like just because you're becoming more mature doesn't mean you're becoming a different person. Like if you murder somebody at 17,
You still murdered
you
somebody.
still murdered someone at 17. I don't care if you're like,
Right.
well, you were a different person. You're 35 now. No, you still
You still
did it.
committed, right? You still
Like,
know that
You still sucked your brother's
gay
dick.
incest
Right.
is usually frowned upon.
Yeah.
In this establishment. Generally speaking, I feel like after the age of 6, you pretty much understand that you don't touch each other's no parts.
Uh-oh.
I don't know, call me crazy.
We got dog aggro.
Dogs.
Well, since we got dog aggro, we'll go ahead and wrap this up here. But if you guys
Okay.
want to come back for Wednesday, we will have some. Thanks, Midna. Am I the assholes? And
Please come
relationships.
back.
Please come back. Listen to
Oh my God.
our stories here. Midna says
She's upset with
goodbye.
the story. She's upset.
She's upset.
Goodbye, Minna.
Bye. Goodbye.
Minna.